Okay, let's just jump right in because this really gets to the heart of, how we get information today.
Hmm.
When you have a burning fitness question, let's say about losing belly fat, or how often you really need to train, who do you trust?
Right. Do you go to a certified human professional, a personal trainer, or do you turn to, well, the most powerful AI we've ever seen, ChatGPT?
And this isn't some philosophical question anymore.
Not at all. We have a source that took this and turned it into a surprisingly rigorous, head-to-head scientific study.
So for this deep dive, we're going to be examining the results of that competition. It's a fascinating look at who gives better, more reliable, and, more actionable advice.
And since scientific clarity is what we do, let's give you the full details on the source.
Absolutely. The study is called ChatGPT Outperforms Personal Trainers in Answering Common Exercise Training Questions.
The authors are Brecht, Daniel Kirk, Boone, and Alessandro Colosio.
And you can find this in the Journal of Sports Science and Medicine, the 2026 edition, volume 25.
So our mission today is to dig into the methodology they used, how they pitted 9 certified trainers against an LLM.
And then, of course, to review the results, which were surprisingly clear. We are looking for the answer, AI versus human, for general fitness advice.
I think we have to start with the sheer scale of the tech here. We're talking about large language models, LLMs like ChatGPT.
Right.
They've caused a seismic shift in how we get information.
Yeah.
At the time of this research, ChatGPT had something like 200 million monthly active users. It's huge.
And the exercise domain is it's ripe for this kind of technology because people are constantly searching for health and fitness info online.
All the time. But the real question is why you would use a chatbot instead of, say, just a Google search.
That's the key. It solves the problem of information overload.
Exactly. A regular soup throws 10 links at you, maybe more, and you have to piece together all these conflicting ideas from blogs and articles.
A chatbot cuts right through that. It pulls from all those sources and gives you a balanced, synthesized view in one spot.
And it's more than just an answer, right? It's a conversation.
You can ask follow-up questions. You can ask for clarification. It's a genuine learning experience. It's like having a personalized dialogue.
Plus, the practical advantages over a human tro are pretty stark.
Oh, yeah. It's available 24/7. The answers are instant, and it's usually free.
Now, there has been some mixed research before this. Some early studies found AI-generated plans to be a bit lacking.
Hit or miss, basically.
Yeah, hit or miss. But this study's goal was totally new. It was a direct, systematic comparison with human PTs using a really critical element, a blinded rating procedure.
Okay, let's get into how they actually ran this experiment, because the method is why the results are so powerful. It was a really clean 4-step protocol.
Step 1 was setting the baseline. They got 9 active certified personal trainers, and these were pros with serious qualifications, EQF level 4 certified.
So they're legit.
Very. And these PTs gave the researchers their 9 most frequently asked questions and then wrote out their own ideal answers.
So real questions from real clients with answers from certified professionals. That's the human baseline.
Then step 2, the AI's turn. They just took those same 9 questions and fed them to ChatGPT 3.5. Default settings, no special prompting.
Just a straight, clean test.
Yep. And step 3 is where the rigor really comes in, the grading. For every single question, they brought in 27 different graders.
And this is the part you mentioned, the blinding. The graders had no clue if they were reading an answer from a human or from the AI.
Which is so important. It gets rid of any bias for or against the technology.
And these graders, they were experts themselves, right?
Absolutely. The pool was made up of 18 other certified PTs and, crucially, 9 scientific domain experts. We're talking people with PhDs.
Why bring in the PhDs? Why wasn't a panel of PTs enough?
It all comes down to the first of the 3 grading components, scientific correctness. The whole system was based on scoring each answer from 0 to 10 across 3 areas. Scientific correctness is just what it sounds like. How accurate is the answer compared to current scientific consensus?
So the PhDs were there to be the final word on the science, to make sure the scores weren't just based on, popular fitness myths.
Exactly. The second component was comprehensibility.
Which is huge for anyone listening. I mean, an answer can be scientifically perfect, but if it's full of jargon, it's useless to the average person.
Right. This score was all about how well a layperson would actually understand the advice.
And the third?
The third was actionability. This is all about practical use. Is the information actually something you can go out and do?
Can you give an example of bad actionability?
Sure. If someone with a BMI of 27 asks for advice, telling them to consider bariatric surgery is, well, it's not a useful or actionable first step. It doesn't meet them where they are.
Got it. So the questions covered a lot of ground, but there was a big focus on training for fat loss.
Yep. 5 of the 9 questions were on that topic, including the classics like, how do I lose abdominal fat? And is cardio or strength training better for weight loss?
With a protocol that tight, the results must have been pretty definitive.
They were eye-opening. Here's the headline finding you need to take away from this.
Okay.
ChatGPT significantly outperformed the human PTs on the mean overall scores for 6 of the 9 questions.
6 out of 9, that's a lot.
It is, but here's the part that is just staggering. It's the asymmetry of it all.
What do you mean?
Across all 9 questions and across all 3 grading metrics, scientific correctness, comprehensibility, and actionability, not a single response from a human PT scored higher than ChatGPT.
Right, not one.
Not one single win for the humans in any category on any question.
Wow, that is algorithmic dominance. We have to look at the specifics. Let's take that question about abdominal fat.
Question 2. How do I lose abdominal fat? This was the biggest blowout. ChatGPT's mean score was 7.96, the PT score, just 5.49.
A huge difference. What happened? Why did the PT fail so badly on such a common question?
It really comes down to the content. ChatGPT gave the consensus scientific reality. It laid out a whole strategy. A caloric deficit, diet, combining cardio and strength, managing stress, sleep.
The whole pack?
The whole evidence-based package. And right at the top, it correctly stated that spot reduction is not possible.
It just gave the hard truth. So what did the human PT say?
The PT's answer started by suggesting a check for hormonal issues, which can be relevant, but isn't the first step for most people.
Okay.
And then it gave this very rigid prescription. A strict 70% cardio, 30% strength circuit split.
That's oddly specific, and probably not right for everyone.
Exactly. That kind of rigid, non-personalized ratio isn't really supported by current science for a general audience. It just made the answer less accurate and, frankly, less actionable.
So the AI won because it gave this broad, scientifically backed strategy, while the human gave a narrow, potentially outdated one.
And we see that same pattern again and again. Take question 1. How often do I need to train for it to be effective?
Okay.
ChatGPT scored significantly higher overall, 7.57 to 6.69. But look at scientific correctness, 8.26 for the AI versus just 5.43 for the PT.
Let me guess. The PT gave a simple, short answer, and the AI gave the full, detailed guidelines.
You nailed it. The AI laid out the public health recommendations. 150 minutes of moderate cardio or 75 vigorous, plus 2 to 3 strength sessions.
The official stuff. And the human PT.
The PT just said at least 3 times a week to progress, with some vague advice after that. It's not wrong, but it lacks the scientific depth and specificity the AI provided instantly.
Okay, so when you look across all the scores, what's the overall trend?
The pattern is startlingly consistent. ChatGPT scored higher on scientific correctness in 5 of the 9 questions.
And actionability.
Higher in 5 of 9 for actionability, and higher on comprehensibility in 6 of the 9 questions.
So not only was the AI more accurate, the experts also judged it as easier to understand and more useful for the average person.
And there's one more little detail that supports this. The ChatGPT answers were just longer. They averaged about 241 words compared to the PT answers, which averaged around 140 words. It suggests the AI is just better at synthesizing multiple points into one coherent, comprehensive response.
This brings us to the big question. What does this mean for you, the person listening, who just wants good fitness advice?
I think the biggest takeaway is pretty clear. For these common general fitness questions, the phone in your pocket is likely a more scientifically reliable source than the average certified human in this study.
So this study basically validates using LLMs as a first stop for knowledge.
It provides strong support for it. You can get accurate, understandable, and actionable answers instantly. It really democratizes access to good information.
But does this make human PTs obsolete? I mean, if an algorithm gives better general advice.
Not at all, but it means their role has to change. It has to pivot.
Oh, so?
The sources suggest chatbots can handle all these basic, repetitive questions. That frees up the human professional to focus on the things AI can't do.
The human elements.
Precisely. Direct interaction, emotional support, motivation, coaching behavior change, and building truly personalized programs that adapt in real time.
An AI can't see the look in your eye when a weight is too heavy.
Exactly. Or adjust your program because you're going through a tough time personally. The machine gives the facts, but the human provides the context and the coaching.
That makes a lot of sense. We do need to mention the study's limitations, though.
Of course. First, the sample size of trainers was small. Only 9 PTs provided answers. So we can't say this applies to all PTs everywhere.
Right, just the group they tested. And the other big one,
Technology moves fast. This was done with ChatGPT 3.5,
an older model, even now.
a much older model. Newer versions are expected to be even more accurate. So if anything, that gap between AI and human general knowledge is probably only going to get wider.
So to wrap this deep dive up, the central conclusion seems incredibly clear.
It is. For common exercise questions, ChatGPT provided superior, more multifaceted answers compared to the qualified trainers in this particular study. For the general learner, it's an instant, scientifically robust resource.
And I think that leaves us with a really provocative final thought for you to consider.
While the AI was amazing at synthesizing knowledge and making it easy to understand, think about what's still fundamentally human about fitness.
The ability to adapt.
The ability to adapt based on real-time feedback, your emotional state, an injury, your motivation level that day. All things an LLM can't really measure or address.
The machine provides the blueprint.
But the human coach helps you build the house, day by day, adapting to the weather.
A perfect way to put it. If you want to see all the data for yourself, the exact scoring, all the answers side by side, we really encourage you to go and check out the full article.
Thanks for diving deep with us.
And be sure to follow the channel and turn on your notifications. You won't want to miss our next deep dive into the research that shaped